So you want to be on a podcast. Good for you. Really, in a world that's drowning in AI noise, a human voice can go a long way in building trust. The good news is that getting on most podcasts is pretty easy. The bad news is that most podcasts suck and fail to reach your target audience. But don't worry, I'm going to give you 6 tips to help land yourself or someone else on great podcasts that actually move the needle. I've been producing and marketing podcasts for over 10 years now. I've worked on leading healthcare industry podcasts including Care Talk and Amazon's Health Innovation podcast, to name a few. Over the years, I've read thousands of pitches, so believe me, I know what works and what doesn't. But alright, enough about me. Let's get into it. Number 1, perfect your pitch. Getting on great podcasts starts with a great pitch letter. Producers are constantly bombarded with pitches, and most go directly in the trash. Here's how to write a great pitch letter that actually gets read. Keep it short and sweet. The most common mistake I see PR and marketing folks make is sending long, dramatic pitches that take forever to read. You're pitching a podcast guest, not writing the sequel to War and Peace. If it looks bloated, it's likely headed straight for the trash. Most pitches waste a ton of words trying to frame a problem or build an argument when they really don't need to. If you want to add urgency, organically bake it into the topic themselves. For example, one topic would be why 60% of Americans don't trust their doctors and what providers can do to win it back. Urgent, compelling, and to the point. Highlight your guest and their credibility. Try to introduce your guest in 2 sentences or less. Include their name, their role, and what their company does. Back this up with proof points like past roles, notable achievements, books they've written, or the size of their social media following. Showcase media experience. Call out 2 or 3 media appearances from your guest to show producers that they're experienced. Make sure you share these examples as plain text, not links or attachments. Otherwise, you'll risk getting flagged for spam. Lastly, always propose 3 topics that the guest can speak to. All your topics should clearly align with the show's audience and themes. Don't make it self-promotional. I promise you, no one needs to hear about how your company tripled its revenue by adding AI powered to its website. Number 2, maintain a social media presence. Podcasts want guests that will not only engage their listeners, but attract new ones. Now let's be honest, if you're watching this video, chances are you're not a household name. But I appreciate your eyeballs and I think you have great taste. Anyway, if you or your company aren't widely known, or maybe your topics aren't exactly groundbreaking, a strong social media presence can be an edge. Whenever I'm on the fence about a guest, I check if they've been active on social media, because that tells me they'll actually promote the episode and help bring in new listeners. Some of the best performing episodes I've ever produced came from lesser known guests who crushed it on promotion. So if I see that your LinkedIn is dead, I'm assuming that your episode will be too. Number 3, don't automate your outreach. There are 2 things in life that annoy me: people who back into parking spaces and automated outreach. Whether you're using AI or copy and paste email templates, this is a surefire way to land yourself on a blacklist. I can't tell you the amount of times I've read emails that went something like this. Dear host name, I'm a big fan of podcast name and would like to suggest client name as a guest on the show. Ignored, blocked, reported. All jokes aside, if you want to pitch a podcast guest, the least you can do is put a little bit of effort into the outreach. Number 4, beware of podcast bookers. Most of the guests that I work with either come from PR firms or internal comms and marketing teams. Almost none of them come from podcast bookers. In case you don't know, podcast bookers are people or agencies that claim to specialize in getting you on podcasts. That sounds useful on paper, but in reality, podcast bookers are a gray area between communications and the telemarketer who always calls during dinner. Their business is a numbers game, so they take on anyone from any industry and spray as much outreach as possible. Because of this, they inevitably sacrifice quality for quantity. I can't tell you how many times I've received sloppy, automated Franken emails sent to not my professional inbox, but my personal one. Emails that got my name or the podcast name, and yeah, even the guest name wrong. And you know what happens when I get these emails? Ignored, blocked, reported. If you're already paying a PR agency or you have an internal comms or marketing team, you're better off turning to them instead. But if you really want to wing it with a podcast booker, just do your due diligence on them. Make sure they actually specialize in your industry and that they have a proven Rolodex of credible connections, not just a subscription to ChatGPT and Phantom Buster. Number 5. Always use the preferred method of contact. Most podcasts will tell you how to reach them in their show notes or on their website. Please check both first before trying to get in touch guerrilla style. Trust me, you'll have a much better shot landing a guest by following instructions than sliding into a host's DM on LinkedIn. Besides, no one checks LinkedIn DMs anymore. Number 6. Get referrals from past guests of the show. I always say that nothing beats the conversion rate of a great referral. So if you know someone who's been a guest on a podcast that you're trying to land, ask them to intro you to the showrunner. A referral guarantees your pitch gets read, and if your pitch is solid, your chances of landing the show are strong. Best case scenario, you land the spot. Worst case scenario, you've opened the door for future opportunity. And there you have it. 6 tips to help you get on podcasts that actually matter. All this stuff is pretty basic on the surface, yet so many people get it wrong. But you're better than that, which is why you're here. I can't guarantee you'll land on any podcast, but I can guarantee that by following these 6 steps, you'll definitely improve your chances. So give it a shot, try them out, and let me know how it works for you.